And I want to share into you why we don't trade David Savard. First of all, you're not going to get a big return for David Savard. That will be, Marco just said, why to build again more assets for Montreal again. The role of David Savard is so important in the rebuilding of Montreal Canadiens. For me, is maybe the most important player right now for the Montreal Canadiens with the team. Why? Because what he brings on the bench, on the locker room, and on the ice. Got him! Who played really good game the last couple of games with the Montreal Canadiens as a defenseman?
Jacky.
Jacky
has
played a
been
game
been
against
playing well.
Washington, and he scored goal. He's getting better.
Yeah.
He played with who now?
He was
Savard.
with Savard.
David
Yeah.
Savard.
Damn right.
Right? So they put David Savard. Savard has been always been on the top pairing defenseman. Now they put him back on the third pairing, and now Jacky, his performance bring him to play in the second pairing with the Montreal Canadiens. He has 16 minutes, 18 minutes, 21 minutes, and then last game he has 17 minutes like Savard. So for me, this is the reason you bring David Savard. Jacky said on the interview, he said, "Look, David Savard, every time they are sit on the bench, he talked to me. He explained to me what's going on the ice."
Wow, this is beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Role model, leader. You don't have anybody. Everybody said trade Mike Madison, trade David Savard, gave Sean Madden, everybody, and it's easy. Let play the young. But a guy like David Savard is what is the most important thing. Is another coach, not behind the bench, on the bench, talking to the players. And this is really important for me, the reason behind why David Savard bring on the table with the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, God, that's good.
Leader inside the locker room, and on the ice, he calm everybody. When you have some kind of panic on the ice, example, he will regroup everybody and will talk to them to calm down and everything like that. Those kind of experience he has, those kind of leadership he has, is not, you cannot get anywhere.
I do as well. I think you can't. I mean, the fact that we got rid of Monahan, that was already a bit of a detriment, but I thought it had to be done. And we're starting to see in the last few games with his absence what his presence there meant, right? And I would go even as far as to say right now, Matheson is in that same category, Coach. I think that for the next 2 to 3 years, he has to transition. I don't think he's a part of the future. And just like Savard won't be, but they're critical pieces in helping these younger kids develop in the proper way.
So I agree, Coach. The one thing I'll point out, though, in your theory is that, so yes, like, okay, because I think what you were trying to say is that every guy that's played with Savard has played better. The only exception to that rule was maybe Struble. He was playing really well. Maybe it's because maybe it was just a little bit too many minutes for Struble, but a little bit of a decline when we saw Struble play with Savard. I don't think that's because it's just one of those things, right? But so I agree. Like Savard is a very positive influence. My position on that has been very consistent. Like the only reason that you would move Savard is if it's something that you just can't say no to, right? Like if it's really addressing a need. Yeah, if it's like, you're getting like, that top 6 forward that you've been dying to have or something like that, but I don't think you're right. I don't think that's what they're getting in return, right? So very unlikely. I think Kent Hughes has said that it's very unlikely that will happen, right? So I agree. On Mike Matheson, I'm not sure I would put him in the same category. I know, Coach, you feel strongly that who plays 25 minutes a night, like, and all that, but you also just said, why is Matheson killing penalties, right? He wouldn't be playing 25 minutes if he wasn't killing penalties either, right? So Matheson is having an incredible season offensively. There's no question about that. He's, I think right now he's top 10 in defensemen in league scoring for defensemen. And it's not impossible that he finished he's in a range of like 6 or 7 overall in the league for defensive scoring. So he's having an amazing offensive season, like incredible. But again, like because of the amount of left-handed defensemen that Montreal has, my threshold for how much I would need to get for Matheson is less than it is for Savard. So again, what you're getting back for Matheson has to be worth a lot more than him not being there. It's just, I feel that the amount that you would need to get for Matheson to make it worth it, for me personally, is less than it is for Savard. So I wouldn't put him in the same category, but kind of like an adjacent category to that. So I don't think you're going to get many arguments. Like I think the majority of the fan base, Coach, probably feel the same way, unless you have some people that are just really feel strongly about stripping everything down and doing the biggest tank that they can. And some people get frustrated because they see, Savard is not the fastest skater and all that, but the intangibles that he brings, I think most Habs fans at this point recognize what he's bringing to the team. And I'm sure Stéphane Robida very much appreciates what he brings to the table in particular.
Thank you to watching another Habs Nation video. But before we leave, we invite you, don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to the channel, and finally let us a comment about this video. And remember, you have greatness inside of you, and we wishes you an amazing, great, and blessing day.